Hey sports fans, you are watching Hoppa's Hip Tips, and I am your host, HipHoppa. And today, this is a little overdue, but give me a break. Yesterday was Christmas, so today I just wanted to go over the new, the third EFC Season 21 ban list, and just give my thoughts here. So this is the final kind of rebalancing of the clans they're doing since the whole change where where there are like 20 cards available now in Z Palace for each clan. So they're just finishing rebalancing all that. So there aren't a whole lot of changes here. Well, besides the reloaded legends, we'll talk about them in a second. But as far as Z Palace in, we have Jezebel in for Quasi Choco, and that's pretty. I guess you could call that a buff, just because they're both DR cards. You're basically getting, though, a 2-star DR instead of a 3-star DR, which that's kind of an upgrade, I would say. And then, so that's for freaks. And then for Sacrum, you have they're getting Asea and losing Engrath. And again, I think that's kind of a buff for them, just because Engrath is like he's purely an offensive card, and he's got so he's kind of one-dimensional, Asea, on the other hand, can be offensive or defensive. She also has an 8 power. I think Engrath has like a 7 power, doesn't he? Let me just check really quick. Yeah, so he's a 7 power card. So I think overall Asea is a better card. She's more flexible. You know what I mean? You can win or lose with her and still get some value. Whereas with Engrath, you have to win, basically. You have to pill on him and win the round. So I'd say, and they're both 3s, I'd say Asea is definitely the better card out of the two. So those are those. Now, Legends Reloaded. Now, last time I said I kind of skipped over the legends and just said, hey, look at my posts on the forum, but you guys didn't like that. So I got some requests saying, hey, you don't do that. I want you to talk about the legends. So I'm going to talk about the legends today. Okay? So first of all, we have a Furia legend, and basically she got a big buff to her power. So she was an 8/5, and now she's a 9/5, which is crazy, because 9 power's friggin' crazy. My guess here is that they needed a more powerful 5-star. I don't know what the Sentinel 5-stars look like at the moment. I guess we could check it out real quick. So we got Sentinel. We got Z Palace. There we go. And yeah, let's check them out. So they've got a Furia. They've got who are their other 5s? Laura Hate's a 4. Lucas is a 4. They got a bunch of 4s here. Irene, Jackson. Okay, so Pavel. We've got Pavel and Palmer are both 4s. I mean, both 5s, sorry. Pavel. Oh, and they've got Sammy. That's interesting. And Rust. So they have a lot of good 5s. I don't know why. Not sure why they're buffing her that way. But at any rate, they did. And so yeah, basically she has a 9. She has a 9 power now. So that's in addition to her amazing DR ability, of course. So yeah, she's just all around like amazing now. Except for the 5 damage, which she has. That's obviously the 5 damage is low, but for a 5-star. But I don't think anyone's gonna pill against a 9 powered plus 8 attack card that's gonna like DR you. So she, you can like 1 pill her or no pill her, and she's gonna win a lot of fights. So definitely a good buff to Furia, and I've spent way too much time on her. So next we have Sight Legend, and this is one of the 2 legends that I don't possess currently. So I never played with him. He was an 8/4 kill shot poison 1 min 0 card, or was he min 1? I forget. Anyway, now he's got Toxin instead, basically, and this helps him in a couple of ways. So basically, he can, with Toxin, he deals 1 extra damage, right? Which is nice. And he also is usable in round 4. Before, when he had, poison's useless on round 4 because it's not going to kick in until the next round, which there isn't a next round. There's not a round 5. So this makes him able to deal 5 damage on round 4, which is nice. So yeah, that's definitely a buff. He definitely got a good buff there. And I don't know, I really don't. I'm not a big fan of kill shot, and this card especially. You've got to pilling hard on round 1 isn't really what most people do. So this kind of is a, I don't know, it's kind of a difficult card to play, I would think. I don't like to throw a lot of pills on round 1. So I guess you can just pill moderately on him and hope that that his bonus will kick in, or just I guess really you have to look at his ability as like a bonus, right? It's like not as a UR bonus. As like an extra, right? It's just a little extra. Like 8/4 is decent on its own, and if you happen to get that Toxin going, then that's just like the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? But don't. I would not try to get your kill shot every time. Just use him as an 8/4, and if you get the Toxin, then that's great. If not, he's still 8/4 is still good stats. All right. So next we have Booga Legend. I have never used Booga Legend, mostly just because I haven't really played with Huracan much ever since he was released. So I just haven't had a chance. But let's see. He got excuse me. He kind of got switched around. So now he's not a poison card anymore. Now he's a life drainer. And basically he can make the same 6 life gap, okay? So he still has the same potential 6 life gap ceiling there. But he can't KO anymore with his ability, and it's also a conditional ability now. So it's only going to be really useful against mono decks. So he kind of got nerfed, and I don't know if he was powerful or if a lot of people used him. I mean, Toxin 1 Min 0 obviously is decent. But apparently they decided to nerf him, and maybe that's just to balance out the rest of his clan. I don't know. But he got nerfed. Kuda Legend is. I don't play with roots a whole lot, so I was never into Booga Legend. He was kind of a lame card for a while. I think this change might help him. Basically, he was a heal card, a heal life card, and now he's back to his original 6/2 stats, but he's a DR card now, and so I think I don't know if it's a buff or necessarily. I don't know if it's a buff necessarily, but it is nice that you don't have to win with him now. You can just use him as a DR card. You can just toss him out there. Before you had to win with him to get your regen going, and I mean, there are better. I would rather have Naja Legends heal life going rather than this guy's regen 1 personally. So I think they just decided to change him up a bit. He's support now, so he can only be used in mono decks, and the min 3 on his DR ability is a little high for Elo. So I don't know how much he's going to be used. We'll see. But I do think he kind of got nerfed a little bit. But again, you don't have to win with him now, so that's nice. Next, we've got Jax Legend, who's probably like, holy cow, this guy goes through so many changes. And by the way, guys, if you see something that really bugs me is when like one of my old reviews is above one of my new reviews. It just bugs me. So like, if you guys ever are looking at my reviews, if you wouldn't mind, just like thumbs down all my old reviews that you find, and just thumbs up my my most recent review, I would appreciate it. And this stupid one was a total mistake. I like accidentally copied a bunch of crap into it. All right, but anyway, so he was back to his original 6/6 stats with -10 opponent attack min 2 before, and now they put him they changed his stats around to 7/5 again, and they've given him equalizer -3 opponent attack min 8. Now that's a good deal. I actually like I actually kind of like him in this current form. I don't really like him when he's a 6/6. I think those stats are just like, I don't know, they're just not good stats, especially with 9 powered cards running around. So I definitely like him better when he's a 7/5, because even without his ability, those are just more solid stats. But so with Equalizer, he can have potentially more than his old -10 attack if he's fighting like a 4-star or a 5-star. He has 1 less minus attack if he's fighting a 9-star. I mean a 3-star, sorry, because he gets -9 against 3 stars. And then his ability is much weaker against 2-star cards. He's not going to get his as much minus attack against 2-star cards. It's only -6, but I think his 7 power more than makes up for that. So I definitely think he got a buff. I think he's looking good at the moment. And hopefully with these changes, with having 20 cards in Z Palace now, hopefully they won't have to change the legends up as much or as often as they have been to balance the clans out, because they'll have 20 cards in there, and I think they can. I think these stats will kind of stick for a while, so that'll be nice. But yeah, again, if you guys could just downvote my old comments and upvote my new comment, I would appreciate it. I wish you could just go in and edit your original comment. You know what I mean? That would be so much easier. But instead, I have to I end up. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. I think it's that Xantiax I was smoking earlier. But yeah, some of these cards, like Jax, and some of these that get frequent changes, just ends up I have all these old crap posts that just keep stacking up. So if you guys could help me out with that, I would appreciate it. Now, and by the way, I am not advocating for you to downvote any other people's comments that are above mine. No, that's not what I'm advocating for. I just want you to downvote my older comments and upvote my most recent ones. Alright, so next we have Travis Legend. And holy crap, Travis Legend has become the new Uranus, basically. They have the same 5/5 stats, basically the same bonus. The only difference is Travis Legend has a -2 and Uranus has a -1. But but that's a pretty small change. I think overall, I don't know, I would have to say Travis here, I'd have to say he would be better in like a T2 or T3 type environment, where Uranus is going to be better still in EFC. But of course, I don't know, I think Uranus is clear down. You can only use him in really lower zones anyway. So you might want to use Travis in ELO. Just be prepared to, you're not going to be -8ing a whole lot of cards. Most likely you're going to be throwing him against 4 damage cards, to nerf him down to 2. Which is fine. That's still good. He's just not going to reach the upper limit of his abilities in EFC mode. He's going to be better in other modes. In T3. But again, -2 is great for ELO, so don't worry about trying to get all that -8 DR in if you're playing him in ELO. Just use him wisely. Like I said, if you nerf a 4 damage card down to a 2 damage card, that's great. That's a win. So that's Travis. Next we have Naja Legend, and she got a really minimal buff. Basically, she just got her ability went down to a -5 instead of a -6. So she knocks off 3 pills with on your opponent with a -5 now instead of a -6. So that's good. I guess the deal is she's kind of a mini Naginata, and with Naginata, you can pill a ton, right? You can pill a ton because you're going to hit the opponent for 7 damage plus knockoff pills. You know what I mean? So you can pill a lot on Naginata and go down to 6 pills, or even go down further to 5 pills or something if you want, because you're going to get 7 damage in, which is awesome. With Naja, that's not the case. She only hits for 5. So you really can't pill as hard on on Naja as you could on Naja Legend. So I think this change just kind of helps balance that out a little bit. So since she'll knock them down to a min 5 on pills, you can afford to pill on her a little more, which is nice. Next, we've got Lois Legend, and she got a huge buff as well. I don't know if it's a huge buff. Basically, she has a min 3 on her ability now. So she was a Revenge -4 power min 4 before, and now she's a min 3. And, you know, she was a good card before. I think now the takeaway here is that I think they did this because of Dominion. Because Dominion has, you know, all their cards on round 4, they're they're like -4 min 4 power, which is the same as Lois Legend, which means, like, you know, it kind of made her a little weaker, I guess. Because I mean, if one of their 3 or 4, you know, if one of their 2 or 3 powered cards fights her, and they have, you know, she has the same power as they do, she's at a disadvantage. So they just basically gave her a buff against Dominion, which is nice. And, you know, it makes her even stronger against all the other cards too. So she definitely got a nice buff there. She's looking good. And now we go to Photon Legend. And Photon, basically, he has Sunder's ability now. So, and I actually liked Sunder. Sunder is a 3-star, 7/3 Vortex card with the same ability, -3 opponent life, min 3. And so Photon before that had, I think he had a min 4 on his ability. So so now he has a min 3, which is better. And I kind of like Photon recently. I've kind of used him quite a bit recently. So he's just like, he's a better Sunder, basically. I think Sunder I think is only like a danger zone card anyway, so you can't really use him much anymore. But I really liked him once upon a time. But Photon's just better with his 8 power, and you know, basically immune to DR. He's just a good card. So he got a little buff there. And next we've got Dudley Legend, last but not least. So Dudley was like an amazing power reducer. In his the last time they changed him, they gave him -3 opponent power min 1, which is amazing. So he's been used a lot since then. Now he's actually gotten a buff, I think, because they've given him Equalizer -1 power min 1. So he still has a min 1 on his ability, which is great. But now against like 4- and 5-star cards, he's going to be even better than he was before. Against 3-star cards, he's the same. Okay? And then he only really loses out against 2-star cards. So against 2 stars, he's a -2 power min 1 on those cards. Whereas before he would have been a -3 power min 1. So overall, I think, though, that's great. He's going to be way tougher against 4- and 5-star cards. You know, just keep him away from the 2 stars, I guess. But, you know, even if you do have to fight a 2-star with him, you know, he'll be decent. So huge buff there for Dudley. I like it. He's even tougher than he was before. So those are all the cards, everybody. Those are the Legends Reloaded. And I do think with this new change, you know, with the 20 cards in Z Palace, it does help the it does help the staff be able, or the devs, you know, to be able to, it gives them a lot of leeway now for like new blood weeks when they're introducing new cards. They don't have to worry so much about you know, what effect it's going to have on the clan and Z Palace so much, because, you know what I mean, they can introduce, like, they can release T3 cards, for example, and it's not going to affect things too badly in Z Palace. You know, and they don't necessarily, you know, they don't have to trade, like, you know, a new 5-star new blood for an older 5-star or things like that necessarily. They can, you know, if they want to introduce a 2-star and lose a 5-star, that's fine. You know, it'll still be balanced because they've got enough 5-stars or whatever, you know, per clan now to make it even out. So good changes. Anyway, there you go, folks. Thank you for joining me. Come back later today for some hot EFC action, and I will see you then. Thanks, guys.